At the heart of this city stands a shrine to the Lord of Time himself. Mahakaleshwar, one of only 12 Jyotirlingas in all of India and the only one that faces south. Every dawn, before the sun has risen, it is woken with sacred ash in a ritual found nowhere else on earth. But Ujjain's claim runs deeper than faith. For more than 1,000 years, this was the place from which India measured time itself. The zero meridian of the Hindu world, India's Greenwich, long before Greenwich existed. Welcome to Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, a city that has been counting the hours since the age of empires. Ujjain sits in western Madhya Pradesh, on the broad black soil tableland known as the Malwa plateau, along the banks of the sacred Shipra river. The district spreads across 6,091 square kilometers and was home to nearly 19,87,000 people at the 2011 census. The Tropic of Cancer runs almost straight through it. One reason the ancients chose this spot to map the heavens. The nearest big city is Indore, about 55 kilometers south, with the region's main airport. Ujjain itself is a major railway junction, easy to reach from across central India. The land here is flat, fertile and open, plateau country, made for farming. The historic city of Ujjain is the district headquarters and the seat of the wider Ujjain division. The district is divided into 11 tehsils, among them Ujjain, Badnagar, Tarana, Mahipur, Ghatia, Khachrod, and the industrial town of Nagda. After Ujjain, it is Nagda in the north that carries the district's modern weight, a factory town on the Chambal that grew up around a single giant industrial plant. For most of its history, though, the story of this district has been the story of one city by the river. Ujjain is one of the oldest cities India has. In ancient times, it was Avantika, capital of Avanti, one of the 16 great Mahajanapadas of early India. The Emperor Ashoka governed here as a young prince. But Ujjain's golden age belongs to a king remembered as Vikramaditya, whose name still anchors the Vikram Samvat calendar, begun in 57 before the Common Era. His court is said to have shone with the 9 gems, among them the poet Kalidasa, the finest in the Sanskrit language, and the astronomer Varahamihira. Here Indian astronomy came of age. Scholars at Ujjain fixed the prime meridian, calculated eclipses and seasons, and turned this riverside city into the timekeeper of a civilization. Beyond its temples, Ujjain lives off the rich black soil of the Malwa plateau. This is soybean country. Madhya Pradesh grows more soybean than any other state. And the fields around Ujjain are part of that bowl, alongside wheat, gram, and garlic. The industrial heart beats at Nagda, where the Aditya Birla Group's Grasim plant, running since 1954, became one of the world's largest makers of viscose staple fibre, the soft silk-like thread spun from wood pulp. Newer industrial parks like Vikram Udyog Puri are drawing fresh factories. And then there is faith itself. Millions of pilgrims a year make religious tourism one of the city's biggest employers. Ujjain is above all a city of devotion. Each morning, the Mahakaleshwar temple performs the Bhasma Aarti, the Lord woken with sacred ash, a ceremony unique in the Hindu world. Once every 12 years, the city hosts the Simhastha, the Kumbh Mela of Ujjain, when tens of millions come to bathe in the Shipra. The next is due in 2028. At the Bhairav temple, the deity is offered liquor, poured to the lips of the idol and seeming to vanish. At Harsiddhi, towers of oil lamps blaze into the night. And on the plate, Ujjain is pure Malwa, crisp poha with jalebi for breakfast and the hearty dal bafla. For a single city, Ujjain has shaped an extraordinary amount of Indian thought. Kalidasa, the greatest of all Sanskrit poets, set his verse here. Varahamihira, the astronomer encyclopedist, lived and worked in Avanti. The mathematician Brahmagupta headed the astronomical observatory at Ujjain. The poet king Bhartrihari is remembered in caves on the city's edge. And in legend, it was here, at the ashram of the sage Sandipani, that young Krishna and Sudama came to study. Kings, poets, mathematicians, and saints, all of them passed through this one bend in the river. For a visitor, every street seems to lead to a shrine. The Mahakaleshwar temple comes first, the south-facing Jyotirlinga and its dawn Bhasma Aarti. Down at Ram Ghat, the steps meet the Shipra, glowing with lamps at the evening Aarti. The fierce Kal Bhairav guards the city, and her Siddhi raises its lamp towers beside the palace tank. At Mangalnath, believed to be the very birthplace of the planet Mars, pilgrims come to calm their stars. Sandipani Ashram recalls Krishna's school days, while the Vedashala, Ujjain's 18th century observatory, its instruments still tracking the sun, keeps the city's oldest vocation alive. At Kalide Palace on the river and the great ISKCON temple, and a day here is never enough. A capital of ancient empires, the timekeeper of Indian astronomy, and one of the holiest cities in the land. That, in short, is Ujjain. A place where every single dawn, time itself is woken with sacred ash. If your district has a story like this one, tell us in the comments. It could be the next video. And if you're enjoying these journeys across India, subscribe and travel on with us.